photographer, Qilai Shen. Bloomberg Weekly take on events in the world economy and their impact. Brexit costs rise, while much of continent amplifies populism. Trade tensions occupied global economy watchers again this week as the hours count down to July 6, when President Donald Trump will decide whether to slap tariffs on $34 billion of Chinese goods. One reason for the face-off is the growing and global rise of populism, with Europe facing high-profile tests on that front too. Here's our weekly wrap of what's going on in the world economy. Trump-era trade. The White House pushed on with plans to limit Chinese investments but opted for a less aggressive channel than a national emergency law. Harley-Davidson, an old Trump favorite, found itself in the crosshairs over trade-related factory relocation plans. The tensions already could be showing up in U.S. economic data. Here's a first-hand look at what the trade skirmishes are doing to the U.S. port that handles the most tonnage and where locals favor Trump. In China, the trade factor is deepening an economic slowdown and raising questions about how much fight officials have in them. The yuan's big sell-off is endangering its role as an emerging market anchor. Over in Europe, officials see trade tensions are nearing a breakdown as the rules-based system crumbles, and car tariffs are revving up EU policymakers who say they're ready to retaliate. Here are the gauges economists are watching to measure all the trade risk impact. Read more. Populist triumphs. Trouble sits not just the trade front where populist sentiments are doing battle. Brexit stresses are heating up, with the Bank of England chief warning that trillions of pounds of derivative contracts are threatened, and business lobby groups and car makers are on edge over the policy uncertainty. Spain's foreign minister called Brexit a pain in the ass, and said the EU's biggest members will block the UK attempt to combine single market membership with migration curbs. Bloomberg economists tallied the still rising costs of Brexit. While Britain struggles, Bulgaria is frustrated in its effort to get into the euro area. The new populist administration in Italy will have to tackle soaring poverty. And Sweden is rethinking its welfare system amid rising immigration and nationalism. Read more. Emerging markets. Another week, another basket of problems for emerging markets. China is unleashing $108 billion in liquidity by lowering reserve ratio requirements for some banks in order to juice credit supply. Brazil's food and fuel shortages stemming from domestic strikes added to global risks that cloud the monetary policy outlook there. A revision to Russian government data has investors questioning the actual path of that embattled economy. And officials in the Philippines are under pressure to deal with surging inflation, while insisting that the central bank remains an independent body. The Bank for International Settlements head tried to provide some calm, urging central bankers to press ahead in normalizing policy and not to worry so much about shaking up markets. Saxo's Krieg sees opportunities in China consumer discretionary tech stocks. Read more. More from central banks. The Bank of Japan found itself further on the fringes of the global tightening party, and the deputy governor in particular has a sharp eye on the side effects of prolonged stimulus, as the economy struggles with a labor crunch and its long quest for 2% inflation. Another outlier is New Zealand, whose central bank kept its interest rate at a record low, for now. At the Bank of England, an outgoing policymaker with one policy meeting to go reiterated his call for higher interest rates immediately, while his replacement warned there are risks in moving too fast. Read more. Weekend reading chart of the week. How 22 major central banks will change interest rates over the next 18 months. Sources: central banks, Bloomberg surveys, watch live TV, listen to live radio. Amazon makes $1 billion splash in healthcare, buying PillPack. June 28, 2018, 11:06 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, U.S. Stocks rises, tech rebounds, dollar slides. Markets wrap. June 28, 2018, 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. China think tank warns of potential financial panic in leak note. June 27, 2018, 6:32 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. The billionaire space races making life difficult for airlines. June 28, 2018, 10:34 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time as China markets plunge. Here's how vital signs look versus 2015. June 27, 2018, 7:41 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time.